behavior, like you said, those are those typical difficult conversations that tend to come up in the business landscape, and irrespective of whatever industry you're in, right?
Yeah, yeah.
There. Thank you for that. So, are there any specific strategies or techniques you utilize to ensure effective communication and resolution during difficult conversations?
Just be neutral as possible and as respectful as possible in these kind of situations, and give other party opportunity to kind of provide the feedback, explain what happened from their side of the view, and see if they take that, how they take that, and are they willing to change or do the things differently, or maybe it was misunderstanding, and young people sometimes don't understand where the boundaries are, or the things as they enter the workforce, and those are the things that people can learn.
Absolutely, absolutely. And it's a learning opportunity every day we show up in the workplace, regardless
Well,
of where
no,
we are,
yeah,
right? In the ranking of things within the company and so.
exactly. And we all made mistakes.
Yes,
We're all
absolutely.
gonna make mistakes. It's just human nature, as long as person understands and corrects. And if I make mistake, I'll apologize and correct it. I'm not perfect either.
Yes, and definitely grace factor
Yeah,
is definitely a part in that, that people can maintain their high level of confidence, even if they do run into a difficult situation, a conversation um, with someone else, right? Whether it's a member who's reporting to them or and so forth, that they would
yeah,
show grace because that actually helps in building resiliency so that you can have a winning outcome. So thank you.
exactly. Yeah.
If we can just switch up gears here a bit to the empowerment of authentic leadership, which is absolutely critical in my mind. If there's no transparency, things will not go well. And so, have you encountered, so really, I should say, what does authentic leadership mean to you? And how do you strive to embody that in your role as a C suite executive leader?
Yeah, I think all of us is unique and has a bit different style of the leadership. I would say I'm probably the most supportive leader, and I like people to kind of start working independently and more or less, check with me or just inform me of something, even if the things don't go well. It's a learning opportunity for all of us, and hopefully, with the people that are cut to be our leaders, or you know they'll take that as a learning as well. And for
Absolutely.
myself, repeating the same errors, requires unfortunately difficult conversation.
Mhm, mhm, mhm.
So in that case, I'm not shy of it, but I rather like to encourage people. That's my
Yes.
leadership style. Make
Yeah.
them, yeah, empower them, and make them responsible for their own work.
Yes, and that requires transparency. And I do like the part that you say, encourager. I'm a lifetime encourager myself. That's what I
Yeah.
lead. And with that comes grace. You're easily,
Hmm.
extending to others, and you're able to win people
Hmm.
over, right? Influence at a higher level when you do have that authentic, transparent leadership quality.
Yeah. Yeah.
So how have you encountered any challenges or resistance when promoting authentic leadership within your organization or any place that you have, before your current company where you have worked?
Yeah. I think as you are honest and open, people see
Mhm.
that and appreciate that.
Yeah.
If you're kind of trying to be playing roles, or kind of like doing one thing, saying something else, people see that too. So you have to, be there an example. If
Yeah.
you want to be a leader, you have to be an example. Otherwise, maybe something else is better for you. If you don't want to be like, exposed or feeling, kind of looked at, and people look into the leader for, what's the next, how we solve this, what do we do next, and they set up their own expectations or behaviors based on how the leaders is behaving. So,
Absolutely. You can.
you have to be ready to be visible and exposed and vulnerable as well.
Absolutely right.
Part of the job.
Of course, it is part of the description of the job that you have taken, right? And it's more than just the task, responsibilities, and duties per se, in terms of the day-to-day scope, but it is the human, human
Yeah.
responsible for, and just understanding that when you do show up, you will be reminded how important it is to have that authenticity and who do you serve? You serve the
Yeah.
people around you, not they're not serving you, you're serving them. And that's really a truly authentic servant style type of a leader, which would be a high performing leader. So thank you for that. So let's see if we can just venture off a bit into let me see here. How important it is building strategic and personal resilience networks. How important is it for you to have a strong network of support as a C-suite executive in your mind?
I think it's very, very important. I've been fortunate to have met many strong women in the mining industry, doing different roles, not always the mining or geology, myself. And it's good sometimes to go out and talk and see what their challenges are there. And they can also provide sometimes the advice or just the person that listens. Sometimes it's just that we all kind of need a little bit space to kind of vent out or complain about, just not in the bad way, don't take me wrong, but just kind of like certain challenges that somebody really have the same experience of being experiencing the same thing can understand you and support you. So I
Absolutely.
think it's really crucial.
Yes, you need that reinforcement and you need that
Yes.
motivation from a
Yep.
support, a reliable
Yep.
support
Yep.
circle that wouldn't necessarily cast judgment on your journey.
Exactly.
Jane, absolutely well said, needed. And so, what steps do you personally take to build and maintain your strategic and personal resilience networks?
So I'm involved voluntarily into CAM, which is Canadian Institute of Mining, and West Toronto Professional Engineers Association. So I serve on these bodies, and I organize different presentations, meetings, conferences. It's all, of course, voluntary. It's not paid. That also gives me exposure to the industry, to other people, different consulting groups, producing groups, and that's kind of the network I like to be with, share the information with, and just follow the trends and have some fun too.
Yes, awesome. So that's great. So what steps um do you okay, have you found any specific resources or platforms that are helpful in expanding and diversifying your network?
Yeah, as I said, I become a part of many industry organization, and of course, I finished that course with Michelle Ashby, which is also a great connector as well, and then Women in Mining as well. I'm a member of that group, and as I said, CAM, professional engineers, many great industry groups that I'm part of, working with, volunteering with, that helps out, expand those networks, but also some sort of private uh, women in mining groups,
Okay, and
women who rock. Some are more private than others. Yeah.
okay, excellent, excellent collaboration there. And of course, these groups that we're talking about, they cover US and Canada, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the women that is, enrolled. Okay, that's great. And so, in your opinion, what are the most significant barriers, we're wrapping up now, or obstacles for female executives in entertaining leadership positions in your industry. So the reason I'm saying that is because we are having, I'm sure there are a lot of aspiring female C-suite executive leaders that are listening to us today. And of course, they really want to know what, they can really
Mhm.
anticipate in their journey in terms of hurdles that they would have to cross in attaining leadership positions like you have in your industry. So if you can just share with us some rich insight there. Thank you. That
Yeah,
would be
I
awesome.
think the big thing is not being afraid to step up and ask for more work, more responsibility, and also being visible. Attend conferences, attend meetings, attend gatherings. Not everything's very expensive. Most of these are very affordable. They also are part of your professional development. Go and meet people because how are you going to expand your network aside of your organization? How people going to hear about you if you're not out there? So don't be afraid to go out there and put yourself out. There are always people you're going to know. You're going to have good times, and you're going to mix also business and fun. So yeah, don't be afraid. Step
Yes.
up. Raise your hand. Nothing's going to happen. What's the worst can happen? They can say no.
Oh, yes. Wonderful.
That's right.
Yeah, it's not good to make a conclusion before you do ask and
That's
you
right.
be proactive and take action because I've always known you own your own career, right? And you own your own
Yeah.
destiny. So you create a pathway for yourself. If there's not a door, you build a door, right? In order to get those obstacles, you do what little you can do, right? To
Hmm.
help the situation along. And I want to say one thing in terms of visibility shows an exposure
Hmm.
increase your visibility really does give great dividend. Like I personally witnessed in moving from, the corporate era to entrepreneurship, going on TV shows, podcasts, and all those
Hmm.
things really did open up a whole lot of possibilities to me. And so even if you're in the corporate realm, just being maybe your company may have a
Hmm.
podcast show or just you may be able to contribute to a newsletter, right? Whether it's a DEI newsletter or something more in the technical space, right?
Hmm.
Or volunteering to
Yep.
run a conference. These are things that I have done, right? And I've seen how much goodness and value, right? How it's appreciated by the people, in the workspace and the business landscape. So we really have
Yep.
to think differently in this. It's a very competitive environment that we're in as female C-suite executive leaders. So we really do have to step out of our comfort zone, right? And step out
Hmm.
of the box to really have the best experience that we absolutely deserve. Because we deserve that. Everyone
For
does.
sure. For sure. And don't be afraid of the failure.
Oh,
Failure is part of the path. And you're
yes,
going to fail more than you're going to succeed. Just keep that goalpost in your mind and in front of your eyes.
absolutely. Well said. Thank you for reminding them so beautiful that from you too, everyone.
Mhm.
Inspired leaders, even existing leaders, you've heard Gordana brilliantly say that you're to be, step forward and take advantage of those opportunities to be more visible and really own your career and own your destiny. So, what initiatives or strategies do you believe, Gordana, can help promote gender diversity and inclusivity in leadership, C-suite female leadership roles?
Yeah, I think the more important thing is looking, within your existing teams and prepping, next ones in the lines, train them, educate them, give them that opportunity. Something that many ladies know already is that, women wouldn't step up for positions unless they fit 99.99% job description versus
Of
the
course,
men would step up if they fit 20%. Just
exactly.
for women to realize that, and even if you don't fit 100%, it's okay. Raise your hand, step up, be courageous, because it's going to be recognized. And also